It's close. Okay. Hey Coco, what's going on? Trying to get everything set up here real quick. How you been? How's everything going with you? Hope all is well. Clean up this mess. Ah, why do I look so? There we go. Ah, what happened? That you missing your friend? I basically exposed him to his friends. Mm. Hey Quarterly. So how did you expose him to his friends? Okay. Okay. The thing is that a lot of times, hey Quarterly, keyboard. I just been trying to get my brain together. Just trying to get my mind together. The thing is that I get it, Coco, because a lot of times people just want to straddle the fence and play mind games. That's the sad part about it. I went to the barbershop drunk where he hangs out and made it obvious we were talking. And why is that got to be a bad thing, though, Coco? Why does that have to be a bad thing that you're with somebody and you can't share that you're with somebody? Why is that got to be a bad thing? We're all going to die one day. You're not going to write your storyline with me in invisible ink. I don't feel as though you've done nothing wrong. You ain't exposed nothing. Because my thing is this: is that stop treating us like we just have no hearts, no feelings, no. No, I don't. No, you ain't exposed nothing. You're a real person that deserves to be honored and celebrated, not hidden. You don't need to be hidden. I get so tired of people making us feel less than. And the thing is that when people pull for your energy, I'm gonna tell you this is how anxiety and all that stuff start taking place. Cause you start killing who you are to make somebody else live. No, too bad. He'll get over it because I could only be with him under the exactly. You can't let people play your life like this is your life. And see, a lot of times, what I've learned is that what we'll do is we will become their lawyer to destroy ourselves. And this happens a lot. This happens a whole lot. It happens a whole lot. And this is when you start second guessing yourself, you start doubting yourself. This is how it all begins. It all begins with the man who laying in the bed with you. If he's not building your spirit, he's taking it away. And anything he's trying to do that makes you feel hurt inside, he's killing you. Hey, Anna. So I don't feel as though you exposed nothing. I don't feel as though you done anything wrong. I miss you too, Anna. I hope all is well with you, Anna. I hope everything is going well. Thank you. You know I pulled it out the bag. Thank you. And I'm just tired of it. I just believe that there's so many people out here in this world that are so broken by trying to fix somebody else. I was telling this guy, and listen, Raven falls down a lot. But I'm gonna tell you something. When I learn, I try to share what I learned. Because I learned how I never knew how gullible I was. I never knew how gullible I was. I never knew how easy you could take advantage of me. I didn't know this. But after being alone and stuff for these last couple weeks and stuff and learning about myself, a lot of things was done right in my face. I was so gullible to it that I excused it only because I cared about that person. And my ideal of them hurting me didn't exist. But reality, they was hurting me right in my face. But I didn't see it because I didn't want to see it because I couldn't accept that this person would do that. So I was like, oh, that's okay. They cool. Don't worry about it. They wasn't cool. I should have worried about it, but I didn't do that. And in the end, when the smoke clears, they'll deny it. I didn't do that. That wasn't me. So even though you got hurt in a situation, even though people warn you, and when you finally confront them about it, they're gonna deny it. They were never there for you. It is a hurting thing to learn that somebody you thought really had your back didn't. And unfortunately, a lot of those people who breaking your heart is gonna be people you gave the pass to. It's gonna be people you really love that's gonna betray you. My thing is this: if a man can't celebrate you, he don't need to be around you. He should be screaming, ooping, and hollering. Oh my God, I met this girl. I'm so in love with her. She's so beautiful. Oh my God, I can't believe how nice she is. If he ain't doing that, he ain't the one for you. If he talking about him want to be seen with you, these are things that you. Mm-mm. And the thing about it is, once he gets what he wants, you basically useless to him. And you may think you still like, oh, he really cares about me. No, he just knows what to do when you feel like he's losing you. He start giving you more attention. And once he start giving you more attention, you're like, okay, well, I thought he was, a bad person. No, he's just tricking you, because you so gullible because you want love so bad that he already knows how to play you. And 9 times out of 10, he'll sit down and ask you your story. And once you tell him your story, he uses it all against you. You actually gave him bullets for the gun, but you thought you were sharing your story so he could be a better person for you. And he wasn't going to be a better person for you. You were just giving him clues of what to do and what not to do and how to work you. And then once he finally works you and hurts you, you like, I thought I trusted you. No, you shook hands with the devil. You ain't exposed nobody. Mm-mm. Because what he did is he exposed himself to you. He exposed pain to you that you did not deserve. Mm-mm. I'm sorry that happened to you, honey. I hope you've healed from it. We love you here. What color are you? Uh, um, Thank you, Anna. Pink. I want to get them done. I got the stuff with it done, but I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on that because I play in my hair a lot. So how you been, Anna? How's things going with you? I've been offline because it is so much negativity going on in this world, and there's so much dark places. And I'm still trying to get over the fact that Miss Universe girl who killed herself, I can't seem to shake that one. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how did you come to that point to kill yourself with suicide? And when there were no signs. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. I quit drinking, then I started back. I quit drinking, I started. Yes, Coco, I've been there for a long time, honey. Some days I feel like I'm out. Some days I feel like I ain't even moved. Coco, I had a man date me, pushed his way into my heart, pushed his way into my life, and baby, he was the best thing for me. And in my mind, he made me feel so happy. He came to me, he said he had to go away. He went away, and I saw him. I said, well, when did you come back? He didn't tell me. He's like, I could never be with you because what you want me to do is come out, and I will lose everything if I be with you. I will lose everything if I be with you. And the thing is, when you've been put down so much, so many times, you understand what he's saying. The problem is, you don't realize that they're putting you down. Because while you're looking out for his feelings, he's taking yours right away. While he's sitting back telling you something so disgusting about yourself, remind you, he doesn't. He took himself out the situation. But the thing is, he's in the situation because he's there with you in the same predicament. But he allowed himself to separate his mind from you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like going into a bank and robbing a bank and saying you wasn't there, even though they got you on footage that you was there. So you separated yourself from it. This is what they do. This is what they do. And when it all came down to it, he was like, he denied everything. He denied everything he did to me. He denied everything. So all that time I spent with him, everything I thought was building was in my mind. He lied. I was watching this thing on online. This girl said, this man's on court. She said, "Did you hear what the man said? He said he don't want you." And she said in the court, y'all might have seen it. It's on YouTube probably. She said, he said, "I don't want you." She said, "Did you hear what he said?" And the woman said, "Are you lying?" She said, "This man told you 1,000 ways he do not want you." And this guy posted on his page. He said, "I don't understand why you women don't get it. When a man say he don't want you, he don't want you. Why do y'all still linger around?" Hey, Miss Hope. And I told him, I said, "You want me to tell you why we linger around?" I said, "Because when we leave, he asks us where we going. When we cut him off, he finds a way to come back after us. He tells us don't leave us. He tells us he loves us. He tells us just because I don't want to be in a relationship with you don't mean I want to lose the accolades from you. I want to still sleep with you. I want to kiss with you. I don't want you dealing with men. I want to make sure you're okay. If you need money, I'm going to look out for you. I want to give you anything that you want, but I just don't want the relationship. So if you don't want me, move in that order. So when I find somebody else, why are you getting upset? If I'm moving forward, why? Well, I don't want to be with you. You just mad because I don't want you. If you don't want me, then why are you moving in the avenue of want to build with me? The mind game is so deeply rooted. It's so deeply rooted. And the thing is that he doesn't want to show up. But I learned one thing, well, a few things. A man cannot do to you what you don't allow. You have to assist him into hurting you. And the only way you can assist him is because you're so busy looking out for him. You got to step back. And the sad part about it is, if you really look at these men who putting us down, they're not even attractive. They're not even drop dead gorgeous. They're so less than anything that we ever should have been with. But they broke us down so bad that we don't even see ourselves. We've been with some of the most beautiful men in the world, and we're looking at this one that's tearing us apart. And I watched this. And I watched this with men. I dated men that were little. I dated men that were tall. And no matter how much height or the way they look, if he is a piece of shit, he's a piece of shit. And one thing that I realized is that I had to look at why he was sitting there. I had to look at why he was sitting there. He's sitting there because you allowing this. This is what you're doing because he got you so mind fucked that you didn't even know that you're being mind fucked. You don't even know it. And when you start telling him that you love him, he knows. And if he feels as though he have to, and the thing that gets me is when he get around people that don't even care about him, that don't even have his back, don't even look out for him. If he need money, if he falls down the line, he will go to them and get their advice when you doing all the work. So while you doing all the work to help him get to different levels in life, he go to somebody that ain't doing nothing for him, and he'll take their advice and let you stand on the sideline. Uh-uh. No. No. And I realize a lot. Since I've been away, I've been doing a lot of soul searching and mindful thinking, and it's a lot I've learned. And some stuff I've been very disappointed in myself. Some stuff I've been so disappointed that it just didn't start. Hey, Mister Like It, do it. I've learned a lot. But see, when you've been thrown off of your game and you've been taught that you're so less than, you don't show up because you're already broken down, and you've been broken down and haven't realized that you're broken down, and you feel like you're full, but you're not full at all. That's why it's such an easy target to take you the rest of the way. You're looking for love so much. You think people don't know you want love? You think people not aware of this? You don't think you speak of things and they're not listening to your words? They're seeing in your eyes, they're seeing your spirit, they're seeing the way you move. You think they don't see it? They know. And they know it's easy to take advantage of you. But you're expressing something through pain and maybe understanding that somebody can help you through the loop, out of the hole, or give you a better outlook on life. And a lot of times that's not why they're there. They're there to take you down a little bit further. But in the meantime, you're not aware of that because you're coming from them from a broken place. And it's very difficult to unbrainwash the brainwashing that's been done to you. And if it's been done to you by your mommy and daddy or your family, that means it's been deeply rooted from the beginning of a baby growing up. Now, as a child growing up, to being brainwashed to hate who you are, it is going to be a harder struggle to delete all these apps that's been placed in your head, to delete yourself, delete it all down, and become to a positive place and finally be introduced to you. It's going to be the situation. Hey, Tanya, how are you? It's hard. You could do it, but you got to separate yourself, and you got to really sit down and think. Take a name. It's going to be hard. I think back of a time when I was dating someone. Let me show you. Let me show you how. Let me show you how Raven is such a dum dum. I was dating someone. This is years ago. Hey, Marvell. I was dating someone, and I still saw them innocent, even though they did a lot of things that were devilish. I ignored it because I saw them in a certain light. I never put them in the light that they really showed up. You understand what I'm saying? Let me say this again. I saw them in a certain light. I never put them in the light that they really was in. And this comes from trauma as a child. If your mommy was a bad woman, if you don't want to see her in that light, you're not going to put her in that light that she's showing up. If your father was a bad person, you're not going to put him in the light that he's showing up, because you're going to keep him in the light that he is in your mind. And as a child, we do this to people that we should never have allowed them to even set presence in us. So when they start doing things, as a child, when you meet somebody, and they start doing things and you close your eyes to it, you close your eyes to everything, all the red flags, all the warning signs, all the signals. You close your eyes to everything. You walking straight into a train with your eyes open, but your brain is saying it's not happening. This person got diseases. This person having sex. This person catching diseases. I'm seeing paperwork. Okay, this should show you how dumb I was. This person doing all this stuff, it never hit me. This person is not having safe sex. It never hit me. I never thought this person is having unsafe sex, because for you to be catching diseases and things happening to you, you're not having protected sex. You out here having sex with every single person out here in the world, and it's unprotected. It never hit me, because I saw them in a certain light, and I didn't put them in the light that it kept telling me that they was. Same thing when it comes to us. When we see people in a certain light and they say, "Oh, I can't be seen with you. I want my boys to know about you." We see them in a certain light, but we're not looking at them in the light that they really are. Everything about them should not have even existed in our life for a second. That is right. You will introvert to shoot the light to keep yourself safe from trauma. Exactly, Tanya. No one is more trauma. Thank you, Tanya. Exactly. You are tearing yourself down to build a light in somebody else, and that's not even planning or even keeping you. They're not even planning, even helping you go to a certain status. All they're doing is entertaining your body. And when they're entertaining your body, you better believe it, they're entertaining other people's bodies too. You're not the only person they're having sex with. You're not the only person they're doing things with. But in your mind, you think you're just the main one. No, you're just part of the ones. And it's a disappointing thing to realize that you dim your light to make theirs shine. And when they finally meet somebody that they feel like they could build with and grow with, they just leave you. They walk away from you as if nothing about you ever existed. Now you have to rebuild yourself back up. And you go to them for clarity. Why would you do this to me? You know what they say? I ain't do nothing to you. I think you got me mistaken for somebody else. Or maybe it's some hormones you on. Everything they did, they dismissed it. It never happened. I think you're just crazy. And you're looking at them like, what? And then you sit back and you say, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand why they call you a black angry woman. Because the mind game never ends. I went to the store. I went to the store um, to make a purchase. And as I'm getting older, I can spook people quicker. I can spook gay women. I can spook gay men easier. I can spook things, not all the time, but I see things differently now. So I'm a big person, believe in loyalty, and I'm a big person that believes, that watches out for betrayal. When you tell them, I know I am not special, and you're dealing with other people. They get mad at you, call you crazy. Of course, Tanya, they have to be able to. Uh, um, they have to be able to control you. Control is a powerful thing, but you always have to remember before they get control of you. Remember, you are the one in control of what you're letting them do to you. You can stop it at any time. And like I said before, you're gonna have to leave a lot of people you love. You have to leave a lot of people you care about because what you are giving them, they is not giving it to you. They're not. It's that old saying go. Once I prayed to God and asked God to delete people out of my life that's not for me, all my friends started leaving. And you was like, well, you too? You too? I sit back and close my eyes to a lot of things. And I'm like, wow, yeah, it's difficult. That's why I'm saying, Coco, you don't expose nobody to nothing. Mm-mm. I'm dimming my light so you can shine. So anyway, so I went to the store and stuff, and I spotted a guy I knew. If you know, girls like us, we know that look. He spotted me in the store. He looks at me. I look away because I'm not interested. I'm not here in the business of babysitting men. I'm not in the business of trying to hold your little hand. I don't need it. If you ain't if you ain't full before you come to me, I ain't gonna be the one to fill the rest of your cup. If you can't get there with who you are, I'm not the one that's gonna fill the rest of your cup. If you're not a whole man, I'm not gonna fill the rest of your cup. If you want to duck, hide, duck, and dive, I can't fill the rest of your cup. Because in order to fill the rest of your cup, I got to start pulling water from my spirit to fill yours up. And when I take my spirit to help fill yours up, I'm not full anymore. Now I'm less than incomplete. And now I filled yours up to help you get there. Use the fullness of yourself to start tearing me down to make my cup become emptier. No. Mm-mm. That is right. A lot of us do not want to be alone, so we stay, not even realizing we are alone. We're just by exactly, Tanya. You don't want to be alone, but you're still alone. Just because a person's body showed up doesn't mean the spirit is there with you. Say Raven. Refuse to fill up the exactly, Tanya. Exactly. So I leave out the store, right? So he's around a bunch of people. This is the reason why I think he knew. Because he didn't come up to me and approach me in the store. He waited outside the store. And when I got outside the store, he went in his car and he started calling me from his car. And I act like I didn't hear. And he got louder. And I act like I didn't hear. And he got louder. I didn't turn around. I didn't turn around. Because if I'm not worth it, I'm not worth it. I already know you're not worth it. But if I'm not worth it, I'm not worth it. And another thing, I'm so tired of ugly ass men feeling like they're better than me. You ugly as fuck, but then you have the energy that you pretty as hell. Some of these men with these cast iron faces, whether they're the littlest to the tallest, feel like they're better than you. Mm-mm, you're not. I'm tired of dealing with men that I'm not attracted to trying to make him, try to make, I'm tired of dealing with men I'm not attracted to just for the sake of being in love with somebody. I dealt men that are ugly as hell. I dated some men that I look back on life and I was like, damn, you look like this? What was I thinking? I met him at a broken place. And when you meet men at a broken place, anything that give you a little bit time of the day, you think is beautiful. And they're not. They're not. If a man loves you, he will find a way to keep you, period. Facts. These men do not even love themselves. Exactly. Because you know what, Tanya, they don't love themselves? Because mommy and daddy, let me tell you something. Just like they always saying slavery is taught at home, the same damn thing as taught as what parents do to their children. What parents do to their children, and the thing with parents, and I'm not saying all parents destroy their children, and they're unapologetic when they do it. A parent would destroy their child, and they're unapologetic. A mother would take her son to the barber shop, and the son would say, "Mommy, don't cut my hair." She says, "You cutting your hair off." Once she set him in that chair, and she cut all his hair off, and he's sitting there crying as she cut her hair. She feels empowered. She feels, look what I did because you didn't do what I want. So she got the advantage of this child. That child grows up thinking, first, I hate my mother. Second, I hate images of women that look like my mother. Now he's not saying nothing, but now his hate for women. So now when he gets older, he dogs women. He beat on women. This is what mommy started as a child because she wanted to show him the power that she has. So he takes back his power. Then he dogs women. He beats women. He dogs women. Then when he do bring his woman home, mommy says, "Why are you just dating her? Date a whole bunch of women. There are too many women. You too young." So now the same woman that complains about men cheating on women is teaching her son how to cheat on women. This is show you how deeply rooted it started. Mommy and daddy can build and destroy. And a lot of our mommies and daddy have destroyed us unapologetically. They have destroyed us. They have destroyed us. Just destroyed and unapologetic about it. Well, if you don't like it, you can get out. And guess what we do? We get out. Then when you're in the hospital dying, when you're in an old folks home, oh, they don't care about me. Oh, so you want to dismiss everything you did? So you want to act like none of this situation that you sitting in, you want to act like this ain't none of your fault? That your kids ain't coming to the nursing home, that people that don't even know you, that's taking care of you, beating you, slapping you, and over. So you want to act like, oh, y'all could just let me die. Well, clearly that's what they're trying to let you do, die, because they don't care about you. And like I said, I'm not saying all parents, but a lot of them. I'm not saying, I'll say about, in my opinion, 85% of parents have destroyed their children before their children got a chance to begin their life. In my opinion. In my opinion. Our father, you chose to have a baby with, you knew he wasn't no good. You knew him, Joseph. You knew the father wasn't no good, but yet you laid down and had a baby with him. Now you want money from him. You want money from a man that you knew wasn't good when you had a baby with, because the sex was so good. Oh, I'd like to apologize for the father I gave you. Oh, girl, you knew what he was. Don't do that. You knew what he was. Now you the victim. If you lucky, you know who the father is. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm still questioning if my father is my real father. I'm still questioning. If I ever see my father, I want a DNA done. Because I really don't believe my father is my father. I look too much like I look too much like I look too much like my uncle than I did my father. Everything on my uncle was on me. It is impossible to have the same mold, to have the same everything. It is impossible to look just like somebody else and not exactly like my father. How could this possibly be? I believe that she trapped my father into being with her. And after she may have had a miscarriage, because clearly they used to fight, he probably beat her in the stomach, made every miscarriage, and she wanted to keep him, in my opinion. And she had a baby with my uncle, my great uncle, to keep him. Because my father was a dog and still is. And she trapped him. And I was the product of that trap. That's why when I came out looking like the uncle, in my opinion, it was a constant reminder of guilt and a curse. And it's difficult when it's difficult to do something to someone to keep throwing in your face. It's more difficult when you've done something and the face walks up to you calling you mommy. So the face is walking calling you mommy. You don't want to look at it because you end up without the husband anyway. But now you got the product of someone else. Now you have to start the family secrets. Now the secrets have to start. We keep considering trying to keep love from everything that wants to destroy it. Exactly. I watch a lot of parents destroy children, and it's so sad. And that's the one thing I can honestly say within myself. Maybe I don't like it, but it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. Excuse me, it took place. It took place. And the thing is, there are a lot of children that's growing up in dysfunctional households. And I don't mean it. It's not it's not always a LGBTQ thing. It's not. It's a parent thing. Excuse me. There are a lot of if we have a DL life, it's because people feel as though they have to hide. And DL life don't always mean of a man who's in love with another man. It does not always mean a woman who's in love with another woman. A DL life means that I'm doing something wrong and I know it's wrong and I have to keep it a secret. Because if I didn't feel like it was wrong, I wouldn't be trying to hide it. That means I'm dating a woman that's overweight, too short, too dark, too light, too bald head, too long hair. I'm dating this woman. I don't feel as though it's accepted by society. So I'm going to date this woman, but I don't want nobody to know. So I'm going to hide this woman away from anybody knowing that I'm dating her. Because I feel as though if society see me with this person, they're not going to accept. When society could care less about you, you're not that important. You're not that important. But in your mind, you feel as though you are. It amazes me that while you're deflecting so much energy on a person, you never took the time to look in the mirror to see that you're not even as gorgeous as you think you are. You never looked in the mirror and realized that your face does not belong on a GQ magazine or a Beautiful God magazine. Your face is not on the level that you feel as though it should be on, but yet and still, in your mind, you feel as though you're on the status of a higher level to judge someone else to make them feel less than, but you never made a date with your mirror. But I tell you what you did do. You look like your mommy. And not in all cases. You look like your daddy. Not in all cases. So if they ugly, they told you cute. So in your mind, you think you cute because they ugly. So if they ugly, they got you thinking you fine. And what you do is your brain is on a higher platform that you could belittle everybody else that you should be belittling. You should be have more sympathy and empathy, and not even that, because you shouldn't be sitting in the presence of many people that allowed you to absorb their energy. But you went to broken people, to broken more. You know when you're not being treated right, but you have to decide whether you want to leave or stay. Exactly, Tanya. Society cares about ensuring the continuity of itself and cares not about. Exactly. People really believe that society ain't checking for you. They don't care about who you sleeping with. They don't care about you. And a lot of times people really believe that society really checking for you. They don't care about you. You could be the richest woman in the world and they'll call you a hoe. You be a man that got money and rich. You a drug dealer. You could be a man that got dreads. Oh, it's a weave. You could see a woman that got long hair. Oh, must be extension. She must be mixed. They always going to have a problem to talk about you, no matter what you do in life. Society always going to talk about you. You will not be deleted from this controversial system. The problem is, why are you listening to people who is not paying your rent, put money in your pocket, looking out for you? Why do you care? And you're headed to one place in life. That's death. Death is final. And then you come back, but that's another story. But you're caring about the wrong things. Why you should be trying to find somebody to build with. All that energy that you're using to destroy somebody else, you could be using that energy to build with somebody, to grow with somebody, to do things with somebody. You could be doing so many great. You could be laying in the bed with somebody right now, hey Memphis, and crying. Y'all both be laying in the bed right now crying because y'all are so happy. Y'all are so happy you found each other. Best friend vibes. But you're not doing that. You sitting there getting high, getting drunk because you're so broken. Because you're taking society and you make them most important. There, you can go on many corners of the streets and see broken people walking around the street, broken women and broken men. By me walking on foot, I'll be honest, I've never seen so many broken women. I always see men on the street, but I never saw so many broken women. I've seen a lot of broken women walking on the street. I don't say anything to anybody because I mind my business. Whatever your struggle is, it's none of my business because I have my own struggles. And whatever I've been through is none of your business. Now, if you decide you want to be friends with me or you decide, I'm questioning it. I question people only because people motives is not always innocent and pure. Hey, Summer Tribe. Hey, Miss Nana. What's my name is what the unit is giving. I said it before, I say it again. We are just pieces in a puzzle. That's true. Pieces of everyone else's puzzle, but refuse to put ourselves. Exact. But the thing is, hey, Akina D. See, the problem is we're puzzles, but see, we're puzzles that's been brainwashed. And see, brainwashing is powerful. Brainwashing is not Just because you know you've been brainwashed, it is hard to undo the work that has been done. It's easy to acknowledge it, but it's hard to undo it. Now, it can be done, but you got to undo it. And when you start rolling back the layers and you thinking you gotten to a certain level, you found that you got another layer. You said, well, damn, how much brainwash? Then you did back, you found that there's enough. It is so deeply rooted, a brainwashing. And when you start tearing the layers off, it goes all the way back to being a little kid. When the layers have been pulled back, and it gets all the way down to being a little kid of 2 and 3 and 4 years old, you like, oh my God, I'm in a lot of trouble. Because we think of the brainwashing as certain layers within mommy and daddy and men and society and people and people on the streets and schools and jobs. It is so many layers we have to pull back. And when we pull back for so many, we're exhausted. We are exhausted. All we can do is curl up and get in the bed and rest because we are mentally tired of pulling back of all the damage that's been done to us. And we move forward and not even knowing, being a broken person, feeling as though we're already healed. We're healed from a broken spirit and not even healed at all. We're telling people, oh, you don't got to tell me. I know what I'm doing. Actually, we really don't. We really don't. How many times we found out we thought we were right and we wasn't right at all? How many times we thought that we had it together and we didn't even have it together at all? When we reflect back, we say, well, damn. How many times you looked at pictures of you taking pictures and as you got notes like, why did you take this picture? Why would you put this out there? Like, how many times you sit back and saw things you like, why did you do this? What was you thinking wearing this outfit? How many times? Because when you're coming from a broken place, it seems okay. Not realizing you were broken all the time. Not realizing that you've been pulling layers from a brainwashing place and not even realize that you was brainwashed. And it is difficult to peel back the layers because there's so many layers and it's more thicker than you ever can imagine. Hey, Angel. But you could do it. Because the reason why I say you can do it, because acknowledgement means I'm ready to begin. Even I find myself reliving that situation last year every time I talk to another girl. Yeah, Memphis, I want to talk to you about something behind the scene. Something about we'll talk about it behind the scene. I don't know how you want to take it, but I want to talk to you about something. But we're going to talk about behind the scene because something I'm noticing that you're doing, which I don't think you may realize you're doing it, but and it kind of like reflecting on what I'm talking about now. So we'll talk about behind the scenes. But it's a lot. It's a lot of brainwashing. And if you sit in church and they start talking about the whole um, gay people in church. When I was in church, let me tell you something. I used to go to church every Sunday. And I'm going to tell you something. This is to show you brainwashing. I would sit in church and it would come up the gay people. Now, most churches are packed with gay men and gay women. The women not most detectable, but there are a lot of gay women out there. Since I'm on the side of the fence, there's a lot of gay women. That's why they say you never know nobody going through walking in shoes. But I always talk about the gay men. And I never forget it. And I thought about him today. His name was Glenn. He was he was gay. His father was a preacher. And his father hated the fact exactly, Sim. His father hated the fact his son was gay. His son, his son's skin was beautiful. He was very femme. It was very obvious. But he was so sweet. He was real gentle. He he couldn't harm a fly. He was just very gentle. I don't know. He was very gentle. I met him. Um, I met his son in a gay bar, but I didn't know his son. I didn't know. I met him in a gay bar. I went to church and I saw he was there and we talked. And he told me his father was the preacher, but he was so gentle. And I said, okay. So I'm in church and his father would talk about gay people. He would just go in on them. Oh, um, I'm going to talk about it. And me being young and stuff, I don't know. I'm listening to the words. I'm in church. I'm listening to what they're saying and stuff like that. And not realizing this is what I'm this is what I'm talking about brainwashing. Not realizing I'm being brainwashed to hate me. Not realizing. I'm sitting there being taught to hate me. I'm going to say it again. I'm sitting in church, listening to this man teach me how to hate me. Not realize these are layers now. These are layers. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening, talking about all this stuff, and I'm listening, and he's going all into the and I don't care if you don't like it, nah, nah, nah. And I go home and I would pray and ask God why God hated me so much. You hear what I said? I'm gonna say it again. I went home and I asked God, why did he hate me so much? Because you made me this way. So why did you hate me to make me this way? You know what I was told when I got older? Now, as a child growing up, I didn't know. I learned how to hate me. Okay, let me stay focused. I'm about to go swell. Let me stay focused on Glenn. So, his father felt as though a preacher of a church. His son was gay, so I'm gonna beat it out of him. So he would beat Glenn up real bad. Glenn was high yellow. So if you fight a high yellow person or beater, they bruise real easy. So Glenn was high yellow. So his father beat him so bad. So he moved away. He moved away to New York. And he found a studio apartment. Again, I'm gonna say this thing. Again. Glenn was very gentle. Glenn was the kind of guy that if you slap him, he would just cry. He would cry. Or he probably would just hide his face. He was not that dude. I'm a spiritual leader, and there are lots of lesbians sitting in the pulpit. Oh yeah, Tanya. Securely empathizing the brain's performance with it. Exactly. So Glenn moved to New York. Glenn was gay. I'm going to tell you something. There are gay men out here that don't look gay. There are thug gays. You know what I'm saying? People you cross the street because you're afraid. A lot of them be gay. They will beat you, stomp you on the ground, beat you as if you tried to rob them. They're gay, but they will beat you. You wouldn't know they're gay. But there are thug gays out here that will stomp you in the ground. But they're gay. You know, like they call it Bubba in prison. Well, a lot of Bubbas are walking on the street. And a lot of Bubba, whatever they call Bubba, are looking for gay people. Gay men, two-spirit women, they're out there looking. So while you're thinking a gay man got his hair lip gloss and Jerry curling his hair, snapping his fingers and all this, there are a lot of them that don't exist that way. There are a lot of them that are thugs that will stomp you in the ground, will walk on the street and hold his man hand and hope you to try to say something to him while it's men. And then there are some that are thug gays that don't want that only date thug gays. But wait, let me stay focused. We ain't gonna go down the gay trail. So Glenn met a thug gay. They didn't look gay, just talk or acting. Now I don't know the whole story of everything Glenn, because he's not gonna share. People ain't gonna share everything. I don't know if he became a sex worker. I don't know how was he paying his bills. I would like to say that he went to school. Back then, Raven didn't know nothing about prostitution. Back then, Raven didn't know nothing about escorting. Back then, I didn't know a lot. I ain't know a lot. I never knew about this stuff. I lived a very sheltered life, so I never knew people sold their body for money. I didn't know it. I saw it on TV, but TV was TV. In real life, I didn't know it. I was gullible as hell. My mother kept me in the house, so I was an easy target. My mother kept me in the house because she didn't want nobody around me because she was scared that some little boy got a hold of me. He'll turn me out. Oh, mother's live. Anyway, so Glenn meets a guy, have sex. I don't know if Glenn wanted to have sex with the guy all the time, but the guy or guys had sex with Glenn. He was the target. When they found out how nice he was, they could take advantage of him. They could have sex with him. Didn't have to put a condom on, run up in him raw, come inside of him. If he didn't want it, if he wanted to have sex, they would snatch the condom from him, slap him, have sex with him again without protection because he wasn't about that life. He was too gentle. Well, lo and behold, Glenn ended up catching full-blown AIDS, HIV. Glenn was real weak. I saw Glenn again in church. I said, Glenn, how are you? He said, I'm okay. You could look at him and tell he wasn't okay. I didn't ask him because I already knew. He had that gray look. People that, not all, but sometimes when people get sick, they have a gray look over their face. His skin was turning gray. His skin wasn't as pretty. His skin was flawless. His skin wasn't as pretty. Now they got medicine that can help you. Back then, no. So he started dying in the church. And his father got up there and said, God has punished you for your sins. Look at you. You're dying. Now remember, he didn't say it to his son, but he was saying it to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like indirectly. Like if somebody gets on a bus and he'd be like, oh, I can't stand bitches with red hair. Bitches with red hair makes me sick. Like they're saying it so you can hear it, but they're not saying it to you. That's how his father did it. So he was like, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and said, so what you want him to do is go find him a woman, even though he was gay, and have sex with her to fulfill your fantasy. And they be on a deal sneaking and cheating. This is what y'all want. This is what you're saying. This is what's happening. Okay. So Glenn ends up dying. He dying. And he had the funeral. I didn't go. I knew he died. Had his funeral and stuff. I didn't know what a funeral was. I didn't go. I didn't know. And all I kept thinking is how his father acted. And I was in shock, but I didn't say a word because I was confused. I was very confused. And I never forget it. I went home. I sat in the bathroom. I looked in the mirror. And I started crying. And I did that prayer. And I said, God, why would you make me this way? I need you to take it out of me. I said, why do you hate me so much to make me this way? And I got this message. And it said, have you ever had somebody lie on you and you ain't said? And they got everybody believing a lie? Because if they said a lie long enough, you get to believe it. I didn't write that book. I didn't write that. I created you. That book didn't create you. I didn't write that. If you tell the people lie long enough, they'll begin to believe it. And I was like, I didn't say a word. But I remembered. As I've gotten older, I learned even more stuff, more research. But I'm not going to go down the Bible Belt because I don't want to talk about them Bible slinging whores. But no, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I had a conversation with my aunt when my mother died. And she started preaching the word. And the person back then versus the person now, the one now is not to be messed with because knowledge is power. And once I know, I know. So I said to her, she said, well, you know, the Lord didn't it? I said, well, you know what? I said, I got a question for you. And she says, what? I said, and I tell y'all this all the time. I said, why do y'all write songs saying Jesus died on the cross for me? I said, I want to know why. She said he did. Jesus died on the cross for me. I said, no, he didn't. She said, what do you mean? I said, I want you to picture this. I want you to picture this. If I'm laying in my bed and a bunch of men rush to my door right now and they grabbed me and they beat me and they dragged me on the floor. And y'all watched this. And y'all watched them throw bottles at me. Y'all watched them get rocks and throw them at me. Y'all watched them whip me. Please tell me, how am I dying for y'all? I'm being murdered right before y'all very eyes. Then you're going to take me, take a cross, and you're going to make me carry it, and you're going to beat me, and you're going to stick thorns in my head. Tell me, how am I dying for you? You're watching me be murdered. Then you're going to nail me on a cross, and you're going to have the crows and the birds eat upon me. And then you want to sing that I died for you. You murdered me. And now, this is the big question. Who do you go to when you pray? Because in the Bible it says, God sent his only begotten, his only son. If he sent his only son down to earth and y'all killed him. Now, for me, if you killed my kid after trying to help you, how am I supposed to see you? Oh, the Lord don't come when you want him, but he come out. Child, y'all rewrite stuff. Y'all make it work for you, and it don't be the truth. Y'all take a book and you make it the Bible, and it don't be the Bible. Y'all fix and twerk and all this other stuff. It was gay stuff in the Bible, and y'all ripped all that stuff out. Y'all changed everything. Change it all. Change it all. And what do I call it? Brainwashing. Brainwashing. You're brainwashed. If you feel as though life goes a certain way, there would be a show called Born Different. People born without limbs. People born with organs and cancer cells and hearts outside of their bodies, tumors coming out their faces, keloids all over their body. There are so many things in this world that does not go perfect. So why do you try so hard to make people be perfect when the world is not perfect? There are little people out there. There are little people that are even little than little people. There are little people that call little people. Then there are little people that's called shorter than little people. Okay, little people be anything that's 5 and under. They used to call them dwarfs or whatever. They said they would be called a little person. Do y'all know there are some little persons that are even start at 4'7"? 4'7". Their height is 4'7". Now 5 feet, 4'11" is this one. 4'7" is all the way down here. So this will let you know. And back in those times, they thought those was a curse. So the thing is, nothing is exactly what it appears to be. Brainwashing is so powerful that when you see people who are different, you feel like something is wrong with them because they don't fall in the line of what society says is normal. Nobody really walking on this earth, in my opinion, is 100% normal. We all have different things that is not correct 100%. Whether your eyes don't line up, your nose don't line up, your lips, your forehead, your head, is so many different things about you that's just not exactly perfect. And for those that some of them feel as though it is perfect, they try to fix it to make it perfect. We are not perfect people. We work with what the best. We work with the best. We work with what we have, the best way we can. Some of us, and when I say this, I'm not talking about every single person. I cannot analyze everybody to make everybody be a certain way because it's not true. With each individuals with different storylines and different testimonies. Some of us have great parents. Some of us have great families. Some of us have great children. And some of us have the opposite of everything that I've said. You watch girls get online talk about how their mother hates them. And the mother loves her son but hates her daughter. Now ask yourself this. Why are so many fathers out of the home? Why do y'all think so many fathers are out the home? I know the excuse, but I want to ask you, why do y'all think so many fathers are out the home? This is my favorite. Why do y'all think so many fathers are out the home? I like to hear this. I'll be back. Because they want to be hated in peace at home. And there's major reasons. This is the thing, right, Tony? But this is the thing. Let me tell you something. It is not unheard of a father not being home with the children. It's not unheard of, especially in the Black community. It's not unheard of. Whatever way the situation turns, not heard of. But I'm gonna tell you something, and it's not set in stone. If a man wants something, you ain't gonna stop him. If a man loves his child, you're not gonna stop him from seeing his kid. If he gotta go to court, if he gotta do everything, you ain't gonna stop him. Now I'm gonna tell you, this it must be raining outside. I'm gonna tell y'all the danger. Let me tell you what parents do. I'm not trying to make this video a parents bashing thing, but it is what it is. I'm gonna tell you what parents do. A wife is mad at her boyfriend or husband, he cheated, whatever the case may be. So he can't see his kid because he cheated on her, right? So she's mad at him for cheating, so she's not letting him see his kids. This is what mothers do. And just in case he tries to see the kids, she start brainwashing. Your father don't love you. He talk about you like a dog. Now this is what the brainwashing mothers do. So now she's brainwashing your child. When you get, see, this is a powerful part of brainwashing. See, this is the layers I'm talking about. She brainwashes the child. Now when the child sees the father, they already got a certain idea of how the father is because what mommy did, because she mad at him, because she want the child to hate The father, because she mad at him because he cheated on her. She knew it wasn't no damn good. She know men cheat. At the end of the damn day, a woman taught a man how to cheat. Let's start first how it started. A woman teaches a man how to cheat. It starts with mommy. Mommy teaches her son how to cheat. And when I say this, I'm not talking about all, but too many. Too many mothers who complain about cheating teaches her son how to cheat. And I'm going to say it again for the one in the back. A mother teaches her son how to cheat, but gets upset for being cheated on by other men. And I'll give you an example. When a son brings a girl home to his mother, she said, "Oh, she's cute. But you need to see more girls out there. You're too young to be getting married. You're too young to be tied down." He's like, "Oh, you're too young. Y'all too young." So now, in his mind, it's too soon. So now he's sliding away a little bit to his mother, listen to her. So when a girlfriend and him get into an argument, his mother already said he's too young. So now he goes out, he finds another girl and start cheating. So the girl finds out, she's like, "Oh, you cheat on me again." So then they break up. Now all of a sudden, he felt in love with the one he wanted, but his mother put his mom is when it got to argument. So now basically what he's doing now, he with this new girl, which he really didn't even want, because the one he wanted, his mother didn't approve of because she felt that it was too young. Now he goes to the pattern of going through women after women after women after women. Then when he finally found a woman that he wants to be with, he's already conditioned to being with so many different women that when now he finally decides he wants a relationship or get married, he wants to be with every woman still, even though he's married, because he's been conditioned of what to do when it doesn't work. Compliments from mommy, just find someone else. But in the same breath, she's upset with your father for leaving her, for cheating on her. But in the same breath, you're doing the same thing with your son. This is brainwashed. These are the layers. I'm telling you, there's so many layers that's been done to us that we don't even realize it's been done, and we're pulling it with us and don't even know it. We don't know it because we dismiss it. Even though you dismiss it, don't mean it don't exist. I could dis I could dis I could dismiss this tissue. It still exists. It exists. And I'm not saying all mothers, and I'm not saying, it's not no every single, because some mothers are good. You got good and bad and everything. But the thing with the father was, if a man loves his son or his daughter, he gonna find a way to get to them. Now, if he like, okay, well, I'll raise him, I don't give a damn, he gone. He already looking for an out. He already looking for an out. And a lot of times, they don't even, but this is the thing about it. So when a mother decide, so sometimes women don't want to have, or sometimes the women have sex with men, like they'll say, a woman body goes through a lot when she gives birth, which is absolutely true. Only thing a man do is put the seed into her, and that's it. But see, the one thing about it is, a woman can't have a baby without a man's sperm or some type of semen. Not some type, but she doesn't have a baby in her stomach. She has a body that can make a baby. He has the ingredients to make a baby. Without that, there can't be that. So you just can't take the baby and run because that made that. But for some reason, that is getting excluded when you're just saying, "This is mine, I'm leaving." Can you imagine? Can you imagine us playing the lottery as a pool, and then I hit the lottery for $100 million? And y'all like, "Oh my God, Raven, we hit the lottery for $100 million." And I go, "Well, I paid for the tickets. Y'all ain't getting nothing, but I'll let y'all see what I got." Y'all be like, "Well, we hit the lottery together. We put our money in." I said, "Well, I didn't get your money. So now I'm taking the money and I'm running." Y'all like, well, you can't do that, but I'm doing it. This is what women do with the baby. And I'm not saying all women, but they do this. And they like, well, I feel as though this is the, and remind you, the person that's going to suffer is the child. Do they care? No, parents don't care. So what? But you're getting older. Your child is going to grow up to remember this. Your child is going to grow up to hate you. Your child is going to grow up. But see, they don't be thinking about that. The funny thing is when you ask head of the family the question, they only give you the hell of the truth. Because you know why? Hope they're trying to protect somebody. People will try to. When I asked about my mother Hope, they even wanted to protect her, even her grave. Excuse me. Even in her death, Hope, they wanted to protect her. So while everybody's protecting her, who is protecting me? Who's protecting me? Nobody. So y'all just gonna let me lay out here and just die? Yeah, you'll be all right. Hey, Hakeem, you'll be all right. So it's like I'm gonna stop talking. So that's what I did. I stopped talking. I was like, well, damn. It's like that. Yeah, it's like that. And the problem is that the brainwashing been going on for so long, you just didn't realize it. You didn't realize it. It's what's been done behind your back comes to the front. You being shocked. Pulling back the layers of brainwashing is powerful. It's hard. It's really hard. Trying to protect everything is tearing the family apart. They don't care, Tanya. A lot of them don't even care. They don't. They don't care. I had to learn that. And I had to learn. See, this is the thing about brainwashing. Just because you learn it, don't mean you're healed. You have to pull back and start fixing yourself. And baby, your journey is really about to begin. Your journey is, and then while you're trying to pull back the layers, society's still going to be coming at you. Life is still going to be coming at you. Men still going to be coming at you. So while you're trying to heal yourself, you're still being hit. And then it's some days where you're just mentally tired and you're like, you know what? I just need a mental break. And then somebody comes along to test your mental break. And when I say test your mental break, that means either you're going to say, I can't deal with this right now. I really can't. And get up and walk away. Or you're going to get somebody going to say, you better listen to me. You better hear what I got to say. That's called the test of your mental break. And the test of your mental break means that either you're going to end up saying something back that you probably really don't mean, or you're going to put your hands on it. And you're going to discipline. You cannot discipline a grown person. But you're going to go back to when mommy used to get upset with you and told you to stop, and you didn't stop. She got that belt out, or he got the belt out and beat your ass. And as an adult, when we tell somebody to stop and they don't stop, we take the belt out and we beat their ass. And you can't do that. You can't raise a grown person that's already raised. You can't re-raise them. You have a conversation with them, and if it don't go the way you want, you just got to take a L. You got to cry, go jogging, work out, whatever you got to do. It's your truth. You got to go. You got to start finding things to do, writing it down, going jogging, writing a story, learning to do hair, do stuff, write stuff. Anything. You got to put something in place to fulfill the loss. Or maybe you're just a strong person that just move forward without doing that. Some of us are not. Some of us are not. Some of us are not. But it's a process. Yeah, therapy doesn't. I talked to somebody else that said I went to therapy. I was like, you just don't go to therapy, sweetie. You stay in therapy. Therapy is ther- therapy is a life altering, not a drug, but a life altering experience to being you or back to you, if it helps. But therapy is ongoing forever. It depends how many layers that's been placed in you that you didn't even know. I've talked to so many broken people, and I've talked to so many people who being broken. But the sad part about it is, no one really wants to be alone. Well, I don't want to say no one. A lot of people don't want to be alone. Some people do. And once again, when I say this, I'm going to say it again. I do not mean every single person. I do not mean everything I say goes to every single person. I say this 1,000 times because I want to make sure people know this. Every individual person has a different storyline. What may work for this person may not work for you. What works in this situation may not work in your situation. Everybody's situation is different. Documentary testimony is different. It's not all bundled up the same. Same thing, I have an argument with someone I still haven't spoken to yet. And it was, he said to me, no matter what you do in life, you only get one mother. So no matter what she did, forgive them and move forward. And the thing about it is, his intentions were good, but he's reflecting off of his mother. He's not reflecting off of my mother. He's reflecting off his spirit, his experience as a child growing up. He's not reflecting off of my experience as a child growing up. He's reflecting of a man who have children, who may have siblings, who may have a lot of different things that went in his favor and didn't go in his favor. It still is not my experience of a child who has a dead brother and a dead mother. He can't understand that experience of a dead baby that I had. But he's giving me what I should do from his experience. We still haven't spoken to this day now. I told him, don't tell me what I need to do. Don't take your mother and make your mother my mother. That's your mother. That's not my mother. But all mothers, no, not all mothers are not alike. You can't tell me how I feel. You can't dismiss what I'm going. But you only get one mother. And I said, then that's fine. Then what I'm going to do is introduce you to the block button. Because what you're giving me is not filling me up. What you're telling me is to dim my light and enjoy the abuse. Oh, massa beating us. It's not so bad. You still living. You ain't hanging from a tree. The beatings ain't so bad. You just got whipped. So you telling me to make myself less than for somebody to love me, who's showing me that that love is not there for me, in your opinion. So I'm going to take your energy. I'm going to remove you. You will not have contact with me. Because if you don't see me, you don't see me. Because if I cut my arm, if you ain't bleeding, then our situation's not the same. I'm just saying, you ain't saying nothing to me. What you're saying is what works for you. It don't work for me. It don't work for me. All mothers are not alike, and our experiences with our mothers occur different from sibling to sibling. As thank you, Tiny. Exactly my point. You can't bundle people into a bag and say what they all like. Same thing when it goes to the two spirit women. And I tell them all the time. And I'll tell anybody, Raven is not, I'm not always right, and I always have conversation with people. But I said this before, and people like, the word transgender woman. I get it. That's just a government form of telling people you a man. I tell this to people all the time. Well, Raven, I understand. You just and I tell you this, and I'm not being mean, but I'm telling you this because it's gonna bite you in your ass. You listen. I'm not saying do things Raven way. What I'm saying is you can't keep telling people you're a man, and then when people call you a man, you get mad. That just don't make sense to me. We live in a very negative world. If I walk up to you and said, I just killed 3 people, would you like to get some bagels? You'd be like, well, I'm just trying to figure out. All I heard was you killed 3 people. Like, no, I don't want no bagels from you. And it's funny how y'all dismiss it. Oh, I'm a transgender woman. Oh, so you a man? No, I'm a woman. Oh, you want to take that part, but you want to forget what you just said. Even though I say 2 spirits, and people may say, well, Raven, that's kind of like the same thing. No, honey, there's 2 spirits in everyone. There's 2 spirits in women. There's 2 spirits in men. You're not going to separate me into something you want to be. Well, you're not a woman, but there are a lot of biological women that can't have children. And having children does not make you a woman. If I'm spiritual, well, you just want us to believe. And the thing about it is, I hate to say this, but I kind of understand where they're coming from. Only because I watch some girls who dress and do everything like us and tell everybody that they're men. So I get it. The confusion and the delusion is really rapid and growing. People feel as though, and I get where they're coming from because I see it too, and y'all see it. Y'all see some of these girls sit there saying, well, I look bad as a woman. I'm living life as a woman. I'm going to live my life looking like a woman, but I'm not going to be a woman. I'm not going to take hormones. I'm going to wear wigs, lipstick, and makeup and nails, stuff like that. And when people ask me, I'm going to tell them I'm a man. This is how the real girls like myself is being introduced from them. And they're putting us all in. Then you got the ones who cross-dress. They do the same thing as we do. But they call themselves men. Or they call themselves, what they call it, gender non-conforming. Or you call yourself all these names, and you sit up here with a full wig on, full makeup, lashes and everything, dresses and everything. And then you're laughing about it. Oh yeah, well honey, I'm just a man. So when the ones like us come along, they already been brainwashed into seeing it a certain way. So when we say, oh well, I'm a 2-spirit woman, they go, so you're one of them. Because we were introduced a certain type of way. So I get it. I may not like it, but it's not up for me to like. Because for me to like it means I care, and I really don't. But I understand from a straight, and all you 2-spirit women know from a straight person's point of view, you get exactly what they're saying about us. You get it. Because I know I ain't the only one seeing it. The ones who sit up there and say they men. And they got on a full lipstick and everything like us, titties and everything. You get it. You seen it. You get it. So when they have conversation and don't quite understand, and when they start making laws and stuff to stop us, they're stopping us. They're stopping us. So the real ones is gonna catch hell for what they're doing. They turned to do a whole big freak circus into a joke while we trying to fight race to try to live and get jobs, try to move forward. This is fun to them. This is fun. This is fun. Not only is fun, I'm gonna take it a little further. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna trick men. Let me see how much fun it could be. So it just gets even deeper, really. And guess who's being pulled into it? So when they create all these conversations and captions about us, and then when we show up, we're already dimmed in a negative light. People already hate us from something they already saw that someone else do, and they connected to us, kind of like the black people with the white people thing. They already connected themselves with a certain thing, which is not true, but in their mind, it's already been set in a certain way that they see that way until they find out different. Flame is definitely about what Raven is talking about right now. Yeah, but see, Flame does it as a career. And for me, I'm not trying to defend Flame. I just feel as though, and she's not the only one like this. I feel as though a lot of times girls do this because I rather call myself this. It softens the blow. So when you say it, I said it first. Yes, I'm saying. So I'm already gonna say it first when you say it. But the problem is with me, I wonder, does it still hurt you when they say it to you anyway? Even though you laughing at it and when no one else is around, does it really hurt you? Does it really hurt you when no one is around and they calling you that? What's up, dude? That's an N word. That's a digger. This is what you put out there. Now, when they introduce you that when everybody's laughing at you and not with you, does it hurt you when no one else is around? Does it hurt your children when they hear these things about you when no one else is around? Because they are being brainwashed to see certain things. They're being brainwashed to watch certain things. And as a child, they hear things and they're going to compare when you say things about certain people and they have a parent that's the way. You have to be careful, especially if you're a parent and you're a two-spirit parent. I mean, got a two-spirit parent here with children. You got to be really careful. Got to be really careful with what you put out there because your children's going to catch the action. And you're not with your children all the time. You're not. You're not. That to me is self-deflecting speech. Yeah, it is. But a lot of times people are not strong enough to deal with it. Even though they transition, they're not strong enough. So if you beat me down, I'm not going to swing back. I'm going to put my hands over my face and wait for you to finish. Those are some like that. Every Just because a person transition doesn't mean that they can deal with the outcome. I'm prime example of that. I'm prime example. The only advantage that I have over a lot of other girls is that society never accepted me. So if I never been accepted by society, you can't take away from me something you never gave me. If you never loved me, how could you take love away from me? I don't know what it's like to have love. I know what it's like to have hate. I know what it's like to have attack. I know what it's like to be jumped. I know what it's like to be set on fire. I know what it's like to have my head set on fire. I know what it's like to be robbed. So if you didn't give me all this love, how are you going to take it away from me when all you gave me was pain? So for me, I could deal with it because you never gave me the flowers and the monetary value. Only thing you gave me was pain. So I could transition and move forward because it's no different. It's no different. The only difference now, I got more men that want to go to bed with me. I got more women want to go to bed with me. That's the difference. The bigger difference is I got a lot of women want to go to bed with me. That's the only difference. But it's not building my spirit. A sexual performance is not building my spirit. It's just a sexual performance. And once it's over, it's over. Exactly. But the situation is very different with everybody and stuff. But like I said before, I see it from a lot of point of views. I see it. Some people like to cross dress, and I don't really care. If that's what you like to do, like it, I love it. But everybody is going to do everything their way. But I always said, don't call yourself. And it's funny because I listen to a lot. I listen to allies talk about two spirit women, and I listen to them talk so bad about us. I watch them say things about us. Oh, so now I have to be known. Now I have to be known as a cisgender woman. I'm a woman. I don't know why I have to become less than for them transgenders. Now we have to be called ourselves. I now have to be called myself cisgender woman. The thing about it is, if a two-spirit woman is not a part of your life or your vocabulary, why do you care? Why do you care? Why do you care? Oh, well, there'll never be a woman. Okay. And that's okay for you to say, and that's fine. But y'all say the same thing about women who can't bear children. You think we don't see how bad y'all talk about other women? You think we don't see y'all keep saying women empowerment? Why y'all keep screaming women empowerment? Because y'all not empowered together. Because y'all will beat on another woman. Y'all can see your man, y'all know your man cheat. And instead of you beating on him, you go look for the woman. Or I dragged her. But you know your man cheat. But you keep talking about women empowerment. So you just found another girl to attack. We get it, you're going to attack us. We know we're not exempt from the playground. We know this. We know y'all go out and have sex with these men. We know y'all go out and murder babies. We know y'all got the right to kill. Y'all murder and go home and have a grilled cheese sandwich with french fries and say, girl, I was raped. No, ho. You had unprotected sex. God knows what you did. You killed your kid. You killed it. Now you want to sit back and act like, oh well, to think about being a woman, yeah, you got the right to kill someone else's kid. You killed his child and you killed yours. You're a murderer. You committed a homicide. But you want to say that as a woman. You don't want to say you killed the child. You want to say this. You want to use the word rape. And some women do get raped. And I'm not saying every woman. But if you want to talk about everything, talk about everything. Let's talk about it. I get angry when I watch y'all kill children. It drives me crazy. But y'all do it. Y'all do it. Y'all put a stamp on it for the lie, but I watch you do it. I watch you. That's why a lot of times, that's one conversation I've never brought up on my whole channel. I never talk about it because I watch too many of y'all tell me how y'all done it. And it's so funny that y'all tell me about it, even though I'm a product from somebody killing mine. So the fact of the matter is that I'm having listened to you telling me how you killed somebody, and I'm listening to this, and this is show you brainwashing. I'm watching you tell me how you killed somebody, killed the child, and you are part of the reason why I'm messed up in my head now. But I call you my friend, and I'm listening to you comfortably telling me. I listen to my ex tell me. I listen to my mother stand behind the killer who killed my kid tell me. Now I'm taking these layers on. This is the layers I'm telling y'all about. I'm taking these layers on, and I'm not saying a word. I'm watching this. I'm watching women empowerment tell me how you supported somebody who killed my kid, being my mother, and she's sitting in front of me, who killed my kid, unapologetically. Other women come to me telling me that they killed their kid, unapologetically, and I'm just taking it all in. They're not saying I feel bad for what I did. They'll say, I'll deal with the Lord later. But what about the person what about the man who had the child with you? That child was his too. Why did you just give it to him? Oh, I can never give him a kid. So you killed it? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that. So you killed it. And you went and had you a little sandwich with some french fries. Unbothered. Well, it's my body. Yeah, but it was y'all baby. It was not your baby. It was y'all baby. It was two people's babies. It wasn't one person's baby. It was two people's. Two people's. Because without that, it didn't make that. But you never sit back and thought about it was two people. You thought about you thought about the baby's yours, and you went and killed it. It was not a one-person thing. It was a two-person thing. Without that, it created one. But you dismissed the fact of the matter was that it took his potion to create that in your body to create that baby, but you killed it unapologetically. You got other women that sign on. My body, my rights. I want to be a murderer. And I want to make it okay. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about all the men they destroy. Now a man's child has been killed. A woman don't want to see. It's so much damage women done to men. It is so understandably crazy. And I've always been a strong supporter for women. And the ones I supported was the ones that destroyed me. And it amazes me how I've been so blind. But see, the thing about it is, if you were brought up within a certain knowledge of a certain sin, you don't see it. Now, as a person who killed their child, guess what we get to watch? I'm going to speak for myself, what we get to watch. When somebody kills your child, let me tell y'all what y'all get to watch. I'm going to tell y'all the layers that it goes to. You get to watch people saying, look at my baby. You get to watch stuff go on the timeline. You get to watch people showing, look at my baby. You get to watch it thrown in your face over and over and over. And then you have to heal yourself from the person that was your best friend, from your mother, then the other, then the other. You have to heal yourself and move forward. And nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's a layer. That's a layer. Now remind you, you're moving forward with that layer. We ain't even talking about society and men and jobs and all this other. That's just a small layer, which is a big layer, which is a small layer, which is a big layer. And you have to heal. And you have to peel back the layers of that, of the brainwashing that's been done. Because why didn't you speak up? Why didn't you say anything? Why? Because I've been taught to be quiet. And when you start going in, they feel like you should act like a gentleman or straight guy and girl, even though. And when they go, yeah, that's the thing about it though. The thing is, I unfollowed this one woman. She was like talking different things. She was like, she started going in. I don't know if she knew I was one or not, but she started going in on a girl. She was like, these two. She didn't say two spirit women, but I'm not. She was like these two spirit women, and she just went off. She's like, we're tired of it. We have to share this with y'all. We have to share that with y'all. We have to share this with y'all. You ain't sharing nothing with us, cause nothing was brought here just for you. That's the problem you have. Nothing was brought here just for you. Nothing, no clothes was brought here just for women. And if you want to get even graphic, dresses and gowns was back in the Bible when Jesus and them was walking the earth. They wore dresses. They didn't wear pants. So my thing is this: nothing is yours. Everything on this everything on this earth that's been brought to us is ours. We share the road, we share cars, we share electricity, we share cable, we share everything. You may not like maybe you don't want to share, but we share everything. We share shoes. Well, I can't find shoes because you out there, you transgender women. So you trying to say no women got big feet? So all women like us got big feet. So you basically sitting up there saying what you're doing is you're saying what is the word I'm looking for that you use? They're saying so you're stereotyping. So there are no women. Wendy Williams got big feet. She got a 13. So you're also saying that only women are short and all men are tall. Talk to a lot of short men out there and watch what they say. A lot of short men are pissed off and angry because they constantly being told how, oh my God, you little like a girl. He's pissed off. He has to hear this every single day. He has to go through everybody looking at him like he's fun, like something's wrong with him because he's short. He's so angry. He makes fun of everybody because everybody makes fun of him. Every woman out there who's tall, she goes through everything. So we don't pick things. We deal with what we got. You can't stereotype and say, well, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. Because what you're going to get, you're going to get. If you can't find shoes, just live like most women do. Go somewhere else and get some other shoes. If you can't find a dress, go somewhere else and find another dress. There are dresses everywhere. And if you feel like, you know what, I can't find it, go to the material store and make you one. A dress ain't nothing but a tubie. You take it and fold it, you sew it down the back, you take it and pull it up, now you got a tubie on. You take and cut a hole here, you cut a hole here, you take a tubie, wrap it around your arm, sew a tubie, and sew it on. Now you got sleeves. You take it, you make another tubie, you take it, you pull it in, now you got a waistline. It's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3. You done made yourself a dress. Child. You just want to be in a conversation and just trying to destroy somebody else. And it is what it is. Well, we can't wear our lashes. Well, the drag queens were wearing the lashes first, but it is what it is. And they said the lashes come from somebody that was a prostitute and she made lashes because the cum was getting in her eyes. That's how the lashes was invented, from a prostitute. They said the lashes were made from a prostitute. That's what they said. I just think people look for things just to hate on people. I just really do. I really do. Because what that two-spirit woman doing is not going to affect your life. No more than a biological woman going to do. Ain't nothing, come by here, ain't nothing nobody going to do in their life going to affect you. I just think y'all need somebody to attack. And if you're a two-spirit woman and you attack biological women, you're just as bad as them. You're just as bad. My thing is this: anything she does in her life is none of your business. Anything that two-spirit woman does in her life is none of your business. When you focus on self and you focus on building and you focus on your family and you focus on happiness and trips and doing things in your relationship, you ain't focusing on another woman. You don't care about shoes and a dress. What you looking for is to pick a fight. You're now a bully. Oh, you say something. Oh, now you're transphobic. Yeah, but in the same breath, y'all do the same thing to women. And then y'all say, oh, women empowerment. I don't know why y'all women do this. What do another woman? Y'all doing the same thing. But why? You gotta pick on somebody. But I feel like when you are a bad bitch, is when you are focusing on things that make you happy and your family happy and to make your money pregnant and to do things, take trips, laying in bed with your husband or man, whatever the case may be, whatever you're into, and y'all focusing on doing things to make y'all happy. When you got to go out of that to attack another woman that has nothing to do with you, it's because some part of you is missing something and you want to take it out on somebody. And then when another woman takes a hand and beat the hell out of you, you sit up there bleeding. And it's crazy to me. There are a lot of broken people out here. But you have to peel back the layers of brainwashing. We're all not perfect. And I'm not saying every woman, I hate that word say, but you know, well, you said every woman is, I'm not saying every woman. I'm not saying every man. I'm not saying every woman has abortion. I'm not saying every woman was raped. I'm not saying none of these things. Speaking on rape, and I'm not dismissing this, but I'm going to talk about it. A lot of times, men will say they were raped. I'm going to say this again. A lot of times, men will say they were raped. And some of them were. Some of them were. A lot of times, men say this as a reason for being gay. A lot of times, women will say she was raped. And once again, I'm not saying it's not true. But a lot of times, a woman would say this for being with another woman. Because if she says, or he says, I'm gay, he feels as though, or she feels as though you're going to look down on them. So if I make you feel sorry for me while I'm doing what I'm doing, then you'll understand it. You'll go, oh, wow. See, because what I did was I let you see something first before I introduce you to what I'm into. Okay. So what's the trauma? So now when I show you what I'm into, when I say I'm with a man, you're saying, well, this person was raped, so maybe this is what they went through and stuff. You know, and you're going to deal with me through your heart. Okay. When you say, I'm a transgender woman, all they heard was, I'm a man. And when you hear that part, tell me where the empathy comes from. Tell me where the sympathy comes from. Tell me where the empathy and care about you. All they heard was, you a man sitting in front of me, trying to make me believe you're a woman. Said in pure anger, said in pure confusion, said in pure misunderstanding. So they feel as though they have to put their guard up on you now. And they're not dealing with you like the person said they were raped. They said that's the reason they use. They're dealing with you as an enemy. Well, I got to watch you. You got people believing you something that you're not. You know, everybody. Now, everything about you is now the enemy. Because the way you introduced it. Now, people are like, oh, they're calling me a man in my job, but you keep saying it. You keep saying that's what you are. You have to really be careful. And like I say, nothing is set in stone. But a lot of times, people use rape to be with the same sex or with the two-spirit woman. People want you to feel sorry for them because they cannot stand up for who they really are. They can't do it. They can't. They're afraid. They don't have the strength. They cry. They hurt. They can't do it. And then if they got boys, and then they got homies and stuff, but they can't do it. Then if they done dog so many women because they were gay all the time, they can't do it. They can't do it. A lot of times men can't be themselves because they dog so many women. And if women ever found out the truth, oh, she got out of prison. Oh, God bless her son. Cookie Tookie got out of prison yesterday. God bless her. Is she okay mentally? Well, I guess I don't even know if that is the right question to ask, but how is her mental state of mind? I think you gotta go to a halfway house and stuff. Excuse me. Well, God bless him. God bless him. All I know is a lot of people take on a lot of different things. I know a lot of men will tell me that. They'd be like, oh, I was raped. And then they'll tell me that some trans woman gave him head and he didn't know she was trans. So he was raped. Okay. Rape is like death to me. Everybody deals with it differently. I can't judge anybody. Rape is like death. Everybody does it different. Everybody. Some people liked it. Some people want more of it. Some people are ashamed of it. Some people commit suicide. Everybody deals with it differently. Deals with it differently. I'm talking to the ones who haven't gone through none of that. That's just a lie. Because they like what they like and they can't sit up there and say, I like it. And at the end of the day, these people in this world don't really matter to you as much as you think, because you don't matter to them as much as you like to believe. If you think about it, when a person dies, how long do they talk about you? So many deaths I report on this channel. So many deaths, right? How many times y'all heard of these girls since I reported all these deaths past year? How many times y'all have heard about them since they've been dead? Let's talk about that. How many times y'all hear about them? Do y'all hear about them anymore? I mean, they existed. How many times y'all have heard about them? Y'all have heard anything? It's been a lot of them. Anybody talk about them? Malaysia Bookers and the one in Philadelphia. You don't hear about them. How many times y'all have heard about the men who slept with them? How many times y'all heard from them? You ain't heard from them. You ain't heard nothing about them. Nothing. Nothing. You ain't heard from him. You ain't hear from him. You ain't hear from the family. You ain't hear from nothing. Damn, I clicked on this and I just found this. I just clicked on this just quick. A killing of a bright Greenville personality marked on a deadly Yale U.S. transgender. Okay. I just flipped on this, y'all, and out the clear blue sky, y'all just saw me do this. A transgender woman just been killed. I'm gonna read this to y'all. A selfie of Marquella Lawrence, 28 years old, transgender woman from Greenville, Lawrence, was fatally shot in Greenville, South Carolina on, oh, this is old. It says on November the 4th. You knew she was there before she even made it through the door. Wait a minute, something else. Allow Hey Girl was single. Marquetta Lawrence. Let me see, did I ever do this story? This is back in this is back in 21. Let me see if I've done this story. I don't remember this story. But this is like a new picture. Now I don't know her. I may have to go researching this one, but they said that her death marks this year as the fourth. Her death marked this year. Okay, something's wrong with this picture. So if she was killed in November the 21st, and we talking about another 28-year-old was killed, multiple gunshot on her death, marked the year 45th transgender person killed in the U.S. market. Okay. Anyway, that was 21. I ain't going into all that right now. I ain't doing that today. But that was last year. Not saying his life rest in peace. But, I know I went outside. It's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. But I'm going to tell y'all, and I'm going to say it again, protect your energy. It is a lot of negativity going on in this world. Don't argue with people, because once you argue, the heat brings the heat, and your mindset changes to answer this person. So instead of you letting the heat come up, just walk away. Just walk away. Just walk away. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. And if you're not ready to date, don't date. If you're ready for love, look for love. But see, the thing is, if you're ready to find a man, just make sure you're ready to find a man. Some people are serial daters. Some people can't find a man. If you're ready to find a woman, like Memphis, you'll find a woman. But you better make sure, if you're looking for a woman, you better make sure that when she does research on you, because most girls do, they want to see if you're a chaser. Make sure your card is clean, because they're looking for anything on you. 2022 is different. I notice a lot of people energy is really, really off and dark. I'm still can't get over the fact this girl killed herself, Miss USA. I'm still trying to grasp hold of that one, because it makes no sense to me. It makes sense that she was pushed. It makes sense that she was killed. It doesn't make sense for her just to kill herself. Not at the top of her game. I still can't see. I still want video footage of her jumping off that building. I want footage. I do. I want a camera. I want to know if it was a camera that was up there was removed. I want to know. I really want to know. I want to know because I want to know how someone could jump off a building and kill himself, and there's no camera in their building, and there's cameras in our phone, there's cameras on the street, there's cameras in the traffic stop, there's cameras everywhere. So how could a girl go to a building and jump off, and there's no footage, nowhere, nowhere of her walking up the stairs, nowhere of her walking up the stairs, nowhere of her on the elevator. There's no nothing. I want to know where's the footage. Where is the footage of this girl? I just can't. I need answers. I need footage. I just don't believe it. I don't believe. I don't believe she killed herself. I believe she was killed. I really do. I just don't believe it. Until I see otherwise, I just don't believe it. I don't. I need footage of her going in the elevator. I need footage of her going up the stairs. I need footage of her opening that door to the roof when she jumped off the roof. I need footage. I need something. And if y'all see anything, got something, please send it to me, ravenovah@yahoo.com. Because I'm be honest, I need to see. Yeah, Anna, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how a girl. Anna? Do you realize how at the top of her game she was? How could a girl be at the top of? She had everything, and she just jumps off a building. Mental illness, child. Well, I guess she didn't have everything, but I don't know. I just don't believe it. I don't believe Aaron Hernandez. I believe Aaron Hernandez. I believe he was killed. I believe. I just don't believe these people. I just don't believe these people sitting up here killed themselves. I don't believe Sandra Bland killed herself. I just don't. I don't. I just believe a lot of cover up is being done. Cover up is taking place. I'm kind of shy, so I don't really take pictures, but I added. No, Memphis. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. I'm gonna talk to you about it because I'll let you know what's up. I'll let you know about it. Anyway, so the thing is, I just don't make sense to me. And I know in life a lot of things just don't make sense. I just need to know. I need to see answers. I really need answers. And Hope, you want to talk to me? We'll talk behind the scenes. I'll talk to you, Hope, and Memphis behind the scenes. Because I don't want everybody in your business. Because everybody in the chat room is not watching. There's a lot of people watching that ain't in the chat room. So trust and believe. We'll talk behind the scenes. And Anna, you know we'll talk. Anyway, y'all know how to get in contact with me. Anyway, y'all, Raven about to go. We'll talk to y'all behind the scenes. I don't want everybody in y'all business. We'll talk about the rest of it. I shared your channel to my friend. I hope that's okay. I don't mind, Mama. You go right ahead. You can share whatever you want. Raven don't care. You can share my Cash App too. Who you doing? Child. Anyway, y'all. I love you all. I'm sorry I haven't been on here for a while. But I just been doing a lot of deflecting brainwashing. Hey Lily. I've been pulling back levels of brainwashing. And hopefully y'all will sit back and start doing the same. Whatever you're going through, whatever problems you're dealing with, I want you to peel back and find out why are you dealing with this? I want you to peel back to your childhood, or why is this person or jobs, whatever the case may be, got you sitting here in the situation stuck when you shouldn't be here. Peel back the brainwashing. And the only way you're going to heal to move forward, you have to recognize what's been done to you. So they made my camera dark, so I see. They made my camera dark, so I can't sit in the dark, y'all. And that's fine. Hit the thumbs up. Y'all have a blessed. Y'all have a blessed night, and should I say blessed morning. And I just want to come on here with y'all. And we'll talk. Love you.